One of Sri Lanka's all-time cricketing greats, a man who had a stint as the Sri Lankan Test captain. He took over 430 Test wickets in his career and became the most successful left-arm spin bowler in the history of Test cricket. Please welcome to the show, Rangana Herath.
Your will. I always say, your will has to be stronger than your skill. Because when you have that courage, your gritty mindset, that always strive whatever you need to achieve. That's where you test your character. Always you need to see those challenges as a possibility. When you have a trust on yourself, when you have courage on yourself, when you do things without fear and without doubt, that's where you start finding your proper path.
Hey, sorry to interrupt. I just wanted to ask a massive favor of you guys. At the moment, we're putting a big priority on growing our YouTube channel. So if you aren't already subscribed to us there, if you could head over to YouTube, type in the Quest for Success podcast, or just click the link down in the show notes below, head over to our channel and subscribe to us there. You'll get access to all of our video interviews that we do with our guests. And it will do us a massive favor because it will help us grow the show, which means we can get on bigger and better guests for you guys. And with that, back to the episode. All right, welcome back to the Quest for Success podcast, and thanks so much for tuning in once again. Today, man, I cannot wait for this conversation. This is going to be probably one of our top ones, and I'm really looking forward to this because today on the show, we're joined by Rangana Herath.
Yeah, and I want Dylan to actually come to Melbourne and actually come to Rangana's place. And I was here probably about 3 weeks ago, and he invited me to come and visit and bring Dylan here to have this show today. And Rangana, thank you so much for having us, and we are really looking forward to having this chat.
Yeah, Dylan and Jamita, thank you very much for having me actually. So I'm very excited to have this podcast, as well as I was listening to a few other as well. So very interesting as well as very special. More special how you and Dylan conduct this podcast. Thank you very much for that actually.
So Rangana, this whole podcast is about success. So we need to start with something pretty fundamental, and that is, what does success actually mean to you?
Okay, it's not easy to describe, explain from 2-3 words. For me, it's I'm a person, I always believe the process rather than the outcomes, because when you follow the process, then you can go by steps. But when you considering those step by steps, always there will be challenges like up and downs, rough period, there are things which you don't like, but when you think about the getting to the success, so always you need to see those challenges or up and downs as possibilities. So that's how I thought. More than that, actually, I always believe that people who has the gritty mindset, that encouraging mindset, so those are the people get there not easily, but they will get there somehow, because when you have that gritty mindset, you don't see any other challenges or up and downs in their life. So for me, it's kind of following those processes. It's very important rather than the focus on outcomes.
Yeah. And I suppose, I'd heard of your name before, Herath, coming into bowl or whatever when I was listening to cricket when I was younger. But only in the last little while when Jam said we were getting you on the show, did I actually understand a little bit about your story. And it's a fascinating one. And so for our listeners, could you kind of take us back to your early life? Tell us a little bit about where you grew up and kind of that early transition into cricket.
Yeah, so from my school time, so I've been to three schools. The one school from Polgahavla Primary, and the second one is Naramala Central College. That's where I started playing cricket. And the third school is Malayadeva College. That's where I played more cricket, school cricket as well as, so that's where I started my first class cricket as well, from Kurunegala Sports Club as well as Kurunegala Youth Cricket Club. So fortunately, I had an opportunity to travel with tour with under 17 national team to Malaysia. So that's where that I knew and I understand about my skills and about my capabilities, that so if I can represent that way back in 1994, so when I can represent in that age, like age of 16, that I thought that I have ability to play for Sri Lanka as well. So that's my ultimate goal. That's where I started dreaming about playing for Sri Lanka.
Rangana, are you coming from a cricketing background? Your parents or anyone play cricket before you?
Actually, my brother played a little bit of cricket to Naramal Central College. So we basically, I came from a kind of a very small village name called Waduawa. It's very close to, not very close to Kurunagala. It's close to a town called Polgahawila. So basically, my father and my mother, they were both government servants. So I had two siblings, elder brother and my elder sister. Unfortunately, she passed away about many years ago. So I have still that my elder brother, he lives in England at the moment. So yes, I got a bit of a encouragement from him as well, because he played bit of a cricket for Naramala Central College.
Yeah, so you, I mean, I guess coming from Sri Lanka, everybody, every cricketer, every kid wants to play cricket for Sri Lanka, right? And I guess you have that interest to play cricket like any other Sri Lankan kids. But I guess when did you really discover, like, I mean, for you to get into under 17 squad for Sri Lanka, you must show some talent at school level, right? But how did you really discover at young age, like you can play cricket?
So I think the credit should goes to one of our school coaches, because my first coach is he's from Mairapal Central College, Narambala. His name is Lal Dinapurana. While we are playing that some kind of a competition, the Malayadev College junior coach, his name is Mr. Rohan Dhirasuriya. So he is the one who spotted me that I got some ability to play some cricket. So that's where he asked me to come to that Malayadev College. I mean,
Yep.
to get an opportunity,
Like a scholarship to
a
come
scholarship.
to get,
Yeah. So that's how it started. So that's why I said that credit should goes to him, because he's the one who spotted my
recognize your abilities and help you to
Yeah.
get into a more cricketing school.
That's right.
Excellent, excellent.
And we've kind of jumped straight into cricket, but I want to know, like, your from your parents, are there any like core traits or lessons that you think you've learnt from them?
Oh, not really, because they basically from the small age they encourage us to study well.
Yeah.
But in between, somehow they realize that I'm capable of playing cricket as well. But in between that, they basically encourage me to do studies as well as playing cricket. So in that case, I got kind of a luxury, not the luxury, they are blessing as well as motivation from my family.
Excellent. Yeah. So you got selected to play for under 17 at the age of 16. And then what happened after that?
So even that tour, so we played like against every single country, like India.
So this is a World Cup?
This is not a World Cup. It's called mini, something like mini World Cup or something. That tournament happened in Malaysia actually. So after that, luckily that same squad, that Sri Lanka cricket, Sri Lanka school cricket,
Yeah.
they kept as a backup for under 19 and all. So those players that kept training actually. So that's where I got the opportunity to keep involving with Sri Lanka school cricket. So after that, they selected another under 19 team for playing against India under 19. So that also kind of highlighting in my career, because I did well that under 19 series as well. So it's a bit of a combination of under 19 as well as Sri Lanka A, and to play for Sri Lanka as well. So it's a bit of a path, especially in Sri Lanka.
So were you like a bowler then, or what? What was your role?
Yes, as a left arm spinner.
So you discover bowling, spin bowling from the very young age.
Initially, when I played for Narammala Central College, Mayurapada, so I used to bowl fast bowling as well.
Okay. Yeah, yeah.
Then and after that, I bowl spin. But as I said, that my coach, that Malayadev College coach, that Mr. Rohan Dheerasurya,
Yeah.
so he told me. So actually, he insists me to you better choose either you bowl fast bowling or spin.
One.
But
Yeah,
yeah, at the
yeah.
same time, he said, with your height and all,
Yeah.
I always suggest to start bowling spin. That's how I start bowling spin, and it's kind of a regular thing, you know.
Yeah. Oh, okay. And then from school cricket, when was the first call for playing for international, like for more senior level?
So as I said, like it's a combination. I played under 19 against India. That's like 1997, I guess. So after that, I got opportunity to tour with Sri Lanka A team to England. Because in between that, I played a lot of club cricket. I mean, club cricket means first class cricket.
Yeah.
So because of I did well during that period, then I got opportunity to play with the Sri Lanka A team and tour to England. So while playing that England A tour, I mean Sri Lanka A tour with most of the counties, that's where I got that call, or I got that news that I have been selected to the play for Sri Lanka against Australia in 1999. That's my first tour, and I played against Australia. That's a series that we won against Australia, like as a first series.
Amazing.
And what did that first phone call feel like?
Oh, I mean, that's you're expecting, that's your dream, that always looking for.
Yeah.
Playing for Sri Lanka, it's ultimate goal. So when you receive that kind of a call, it's like, oh wow, this is, maybe I thought like it was a bit early,
Yeah.
but I thought like, this is opportunity. Now I need to grab from my both hands. So that's what I thought at that time.
So when was this? How old are you then? Very first.
Age of 21.
Wow. So you played test cricket age of 21.
That's right.
And before we get into more test stuff, I wanted to understand, because those days, right? Like you have to be pretty much based in Colombo to play cricket, right? Like to competitive cricket. I know that you start working and move to Colombo.
Yeah, so basically I moved to Colombo 1996 or 1997. I stayed at one of my friend's place. His name is Charinda Fernando. So at that time, so as I said, like, when you come from outstation, there was a lot of challenges, up and downs. But that's what I thought, like, those are not challenges. This is like opportunities. That's how I thought. Like, that's where you always think, okay, so I have a bigger goal than this. That's what I thought that time. So after that, I worked 1998. That's my first job, East West Marketing. That's one of the Sri Lankan leading companies by that time. So after that, John Keels, I worked with Mackinnons. So then, year 2000, I joined with Sampath Bank. Then I worked almost 20 years with them. I resigned from them 2021
So
actually.
while you're playing cricket.
While I'm playing cricket.
Wow, that's interesting, because I know many people probably don't even know, even like very like great cricketers like you guys, like playing tests, still have to work somewhere, right?
I mean, work is, that it's a more of a, when you have that kind of a like permanent job,
Yeah.
you have a bit of a security on your life.
Yeah.
Because when you play cricket, like with day-to-day practice and all, we all know that there is a backup, especially the finance backup. So and we learn a lot of things, like finance and some other thing. I work for 3 departments. I started with HR, and the second one is card center marketing, credit card and all.
Yeah.
So after that, my all years, like more than 15 years, I worked for marketing division.
Yeah.
So that's where we got some different knowledge, different experience apart from cricket. Like that when it comes to banks, so you got different varieties
Yeah.
in terms of life. So I learned a lot of things from bank as well.
And also you get to play cricket for corporate cricket as well.
Like we call mercantile cricket
Mercantile
actually.
cricket.
Yes.
Excellent. So, Rangana, I want to go back to the cricket. Stop me if you have any questions, Dylan. Otherwise, I'll be asking all the questions. I know. So you start playing cricket, but then you had a huge gap in between. I know it's a very interesting time because that was one of the peak times for Sri Lankan cricket, right? And Muttaya Murudaran on his like a peak time, and how did you manage, like, playing cricket and suddenly you had a huge gap? How did you go through that during that time?
All right, I'll explain like the period from 1999 to 2009. I played uh, I played only 14 test matches and few one days as well. And I think, as I can remember, I have taken less than 50 wickets. So that period was tough
Yeah.
because like you always not in the team, on and off, there will be a lot of challenges. I mean, staying in Colombo, that's a different challenges. So but I thought, like, if I can play for my country age of 21, so that means I'm capable.
Yeah. Yeah.
That means I have the skill, but I need to wait patiently to get that second opportunity. It took almost 10 years, but it doesn't matter. Like, I waited playing for domestic cricket, playing for some league cricket in England, and in between I played Sri Lanka A team, as well as mercantile cricket and all. So here and there I got opportunity to play for Sri Lanka as well, but not regular in regular basis. But somehow 2009 I got another opportunity. So that means age of 31 actually. So I thought, like, okay, this is going to be another opportunity, but at the same time can be my last opportunity. You never know that. So I thought, like, by age of 31 I got a lot of experience as well as knowledge by playing first class cricket, A team cricket, mercantile cricket and all. So I thought, like, this is the best time to utilize everything. From 2009 to 2018 I played like almost 10 years, very close to 10 years in a row. I played one day cricket, T20. It's like I took I don't know, maybe very close to 500 international wickets.
Nice.
And during that 10-year block where you were kind of on the sideline, what was your kind of mindset like? Because I imagine it would have been like incredibly difficult to stay motivated, but then it's also like an opportunity for you to hone your craft.
Yeah, that's, as I said earlier, like, that was a toughest period actually in my career. So day in, day out, but I thought there are things that you can't control, but there are things that you can control. Everyday training, working hard. So those are the things that under my control. There are things that not under your control, like selection or the people things say about me, criticizing different articles on papers. Those are not under my control. I always thought there are things that I can control: day-to-day playing cricket, training, working hard, stay focused. Like, for example, I always think there are two choices when you woke up in the morning. You will have a dreams. Either you continue to sleep with the dreams or chase them down. So those are my questions, because we all have the dreams, we all like to achieve. I like to go there. I want to ended up over there. But those are the dreams. Those are the goals. But to achieve that, you need to have that process to follow. So I always believe, if you have a right process, if you can follow those things every single day, you will be definitely succeeded with that.
Amazing.
Yeah, that's a really good philosophy. And I suppose in 2009, when that call up came, you know that this could be your last chance. There must have been so much pressure, right? How do you go about facing pressure in those kind of heated moments?
Especially playing cricket, like, can be test cricket, can be one day cricket to T20, there will be a pressure. For me, pressure is that nobody can stop that pressure. So automatically it will come into your body. So it doesn't matter. You will absorb, and my concern is what's the next action that you're going to take it, because nobody can stop that getting that pressure, but my responsibility is to act for that actually. I always think that I gave bit of a chance to my mind. Okay, you need to calm down, take bit of a time, and try to get better decision. So that's what we did it, as well as that's you under control, because from outside pressure you can't stop. But what I can do is how you reflect, how you react with actions. So that's how I managed to do well during that period actually.
Rangana, I want an honest answer for this question. Have you ever thought of giving up?
Yes, yes, one stage.
Yeah. What was the moment like?
Because during that 1999 to 2009, so when you get age like 27, 28, so I went to the selectors one stage, because I even have a discussion about my career with them. So what they said was so basically they said there are a few spinners like morally obviously that's our number one choice, and there was another few other names as well, but in that list my name was like number 5, number 6.
Okay.
So they said so basically that why I went there, I got opportunity to play some league cricket in England. So I wanted to discuss about that opportunity. So they said like, since you have a opportunity to play some league cricket, it doesn't matter, you can play league cricket, but what we are thinking of, you are in the list of like 5 or 6, so in that case you don't have room to play at this time. So I said okay, that's fine. And the I always respect those statement, because they have given the right answer, I kind of an honest answer. So then I said okay, but one thing they mentioned like since you are in the A team contract, not the national contract, A team contract, make sure when you sign the contract with League Cricket Club or whatever, keep some space. If you get selected to Sri Lanka team, you need to come back as soon as when the Sri Lanka call. So basically I got that document right. So that's how I signed. So that's where that I got that phone call from Sangha. I think Chandik also involved with it, because Chandik was there. So basically once I received that phone call, I came back the same day, from the same night from London to
So how long between that discussion to the recall again? Like,
maybe 3.5 months.
oh, okay, not too
Yeah,
long.
not too
Yeah,
long.
yeah, yeah.
So normally league cricket is goes like maximum of 6 months.
But you were probably still thinking, right? Like, I'll get this call.
Because of the age and all.
Yeah.
So I was 31.
Yeah.
Normally selectors, even nowadays, when the people pass like 30, they think like he's old and all. Sometimes they are not going to consider for selection, but luckily they did it.
Yeah.
And I suppose like that was your true moment to shine. And that's like when you came in and took so many wickets. What was your strategy and you talk about process a lot. What was your process going into each of those games to perform?
So as I said earlier, like, so when I have kind of a confidence and knowledge, so that means those are the things that you gain from last 10 years or whatever. So that's where I understood like more about myself. When you have a trust on yourself, when you have a courage on yourself, when you do things without fear and without doubt, that's where you start finding your proper path. So that's how it started. Like whatever I does, that I mean after 2009, I did everything with a lot of trust on me, and I trust whatever I does, I'm capable of doing that.
Rangana, I've noticed from outset, like, I mean, I didn't know you very well previously. And, doesn't matter any situation, even getting a wicket or taking a 5 wickets, you're very calm and composed, right? And not even you're going and celebrating like other. Everyone talked about you saying he's a very calm person. How do you get that personality?
I mean, as I said, so everyone gets pressure,
Yeah,
but how you react for that.
yeah,
So that's one other thing. So being smiling and staying calm, so always gives you more space to think. If you some guys are very aggressive, but I'm not that kind of a character. So when I stay calm and when I spend some time with my mind, I always get better decisions. So
yeah,
that's one other thing
yeah,
for that answer. And the other thing, maybe like as a bowler, as a spinner, you never get, I mean, you don't get wickets every single
yeah,
day.
yeah,
As a batter, you don't get runs every single day. But I always think, if I don't get wickets or if I don't get runs, mainly wickets actually, how I can contribute to my team.
yeah,
So being a team player, like taking a run out or like massive dive or encouraging others, appreciating others. So that's how I thought, like, okay, if I don't get wickets or if I don't get runs, there are many ways to contribute to the team. So I always trust, if you're not able to do it with performance, but there are many ways to involve, contribute to the team, being as a team player.
yeah. One question I want to know, like, how important having preparation and discipline, and when you're playing cricket or anything else.
I mean, that I like to break down like discipline in a two categories or maybe more than that. I always believe, thinking about other discipline, I need to have my self discipline. When you have self discipline, that means you know what to do and why we are doing. So how we are going to do that. So my main concern is self discipline, then team discipline. But when you have self discipline, actually that you're fitting with all team discipline and the other surrounding areas actually.
Yeah, yeah. Um, have you ever played with Muttaya Muralidharan together?
Yes.
And what's the experience like?
I mean, with Murli, he's like, as I said earlier, like he's a unique, outstanding player for Sri Lanka and the world as well. See, we always get like more of a knowledge as well as like sharing knowledge as well.
Yeah.
And advices, because he's been from I don't know how many years, more than 20 years. So because we know that when he says something, that he has given a lot of evidence for that.
Yeah.
So then we can trust on him. That's
Yeah,
why.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
And then at what point did you get the call up to become the captain?
So 2009, is it?
No, there was a section where you became the test captain.
Oh
right?
yeah, that's right. That's 2016.
And I suppose, coming from being a player to being a captain, I suppose you were 7 years in. So you're already kind of like a senior player. What are the kind of core things that you do to inspire your teammates? Because you spoke about then, it's really important to have not only self-discipline, but also team discipline. So how do you build that as the leader?
Yeah. So as you said, like I became a test captain in 2016. I captained only 5 games because Angelo and Chandima got injured. So then I got the opportunity to captain for 3 tours actually. So by that time we had a kind of a very good team set up. So I don't had to worry about too much, because I just had to just continue the whatever they implement those days,
structure they
the
implement.
structure.
Yeah.
So then but what I thought, like whatever we do, so what I asked from the players and what are the discussion we had actually, how we can get better every single day, instead of comparison or instead of thinking of others, how you can be yourself, how can you get better as yourself. If you can get better than the yesterday, if you can get better than the last week or last month, that's always that we were talk about, because that's where you have that learning as well as the improvement,
Focus on you.
focus on you, not someone else actually.
Yeah.
And I suppose with a lot of other like younger players to you in the team, like I've got Sangakkara said that you're perhaps one of the greatest role models that Sri Lankan cricket has ever had. How do you take them on that journey with you and bring them up?
I mean, so as Sangakkara said, like, so myself and Kumar, we played a lot of cricket together. So he knows me as a character, as a friend, as a cricketer. So because of why that he's saying that kind of a quote, that he might show a kind of a character from myself, and I always tell or have a discussion with the players that if we are not getting what we wanted, but there are many ways to contribute, as I said. So those are the qualities that I wanted to bring into the team. So because cricket is a game, there will be a competition every single time. That's where you will not be able to perform every single day. So that's where you need to find, okay, so if you're not, that's okay, because people won't perform every single day, but you need to find a way to contribute instead of staying away, instead of having a bit of a kind of a bad mood and all. But there are many ways to contribute. So that's what we discussed as a team during that period actually.
So while we are talking about the captaincy, and you actually not just captain the Sri Lankan team, you actually got a world record of captains had the most wickets, right? I mean, I read it somewhere, captaining as well as getting most wicket as a captain. How difficult to captain a team, same time performing as a player?
That's interesting. But even so, when I start to bowl, so I'm not thinking about captaining the team. I always focus on what I'm going to do now. So that's something that I always had a plan for the over, for the session, or for the whole day. But by that time, of course, there will be a tactical moves, like you had to have tactical moves. But when I'm bowling, I'm not going to focus on captaining. I focus on what I have to do at that moment. So when once I finish that over or once I finish that session, then we can have a session chat or like with the coaches and all. So always what I does was like I gave a kind of a priority that particular time actually.
So when you're bowling, you're a bowler. Like pretty much you're
100%.
focusing on getting wickets. I mean, I could have asked that question in a other way. How easy for you to be the captain and the bowler? Because your record shows like you actually done amazingly well during those matches. Rangana, how important, I mean, not just cricket, how important to have that continuous learning, that mindset?
I mean, that's very interesting. And it always, I think, as a person, what I thought like there are many things we don't know.
Yeah.
We know only just little things.
Yeah.
So that's where you need to understand about the learning, and you need to accept what are the learnings that we can accept. And if we can learn every single day, that means you have more knowledge, that means you have more expertise. So that's where I'm very open to
Yeah.
learn things every single day.
Are you able to share like an example, like maybe you change a little technique from something and then made that into a positive?
In terms of my action or something like
Oh,
that.
something, yeah.
All right, okay. So way back in 2002, so I still can remember. So this is all about the growth mindset
Yeah.
actually. Um, the his name is Bruce Yardley. He was a national
Oh, yeah.
coach for us. So he passed away, I think, few years ago. So when he see me first time, so basically we had a kind of a discussion. So he suggested me one thing, like basically by that time, so I went like in between like diagonal, in between stumps as well as the umpire. So I went like in between.
Yeah.
So he suggests a few things that you need to start with. If you can start with straight run up. So then what I asked, okay, I can do it. I can do that. So what's the advantage or what are the benefits that I'm getting as a bowler? So he explained many things. Then I asked, is there any minus or something like that? He said there will be, but when you're considering for long spell, long time playing cricket, this would be ideal. So then I was thinking about, okay, what I'm going to do, whether I'm going to change that one or not. So then I realized, okay, this is something that I need to try this out.
Yep.
So that's where I started playing some club cricket.
Okay.
So basically, it helped me a lot.
Yeah.
Even till I played my last game, I went straight run up actually. So which is, I mean,
Oh,
to be
right.
honest, that's kind of a very good thing that
Yeah.
one of the coaches that suggested me.
Yeah.
And from myself, I use that as a kind of a use in my growth mindset and all. So I thought of, okay, if there is anything that if we can try this out, so there will be a benefit. So then I started to do that. And even
That worked.
it worked actually.
And throughout your whole career, were there any like key players or coaches who were like a real inspirational mentor to you?
Players, of course, like, so we, those days, I mean, initial days, like we looked up like Sanajay Surya, Aravinda, Muralidharan, those are the players. And after that, so luckily I got the opportunity to play with the Marwan, Sangakkara, Mahela, Vas, Lasit. There are many cricketers actually. So to be honest, I'm very fortunate to play with them. So in terms of coaches, I think uh, as I said earlier, my school coaches that gave me a lot of confidence as well as the guidance. But when it comes to under 17, under 19, and the club cricket, I must mention this name, Chandika Hatharusinghe, that he has given like a lot of confidence as well as guidance, and more like he noticed with some skill as well as he shared his tactical and technical knowledge as well. So that's I always recall in my career actually.
So I know you taken 433 test wickets, Rangana. I don't know. This is a good question to ask. Do you have any favorite wicket out of 433?
I'd say
Or take
my
us through some, maybe few.
I'd say my number one,
Yeah.
that Ricky Ponting.
Oh wow.
Because yeah, because of number one.
How did you get him out?
Caught at slip.
Oh, nice.
Yes. Yes.
Oh.
Yeah. And of course, apart from that, rest of the wickets, of course, that's very special for me.
Yeah. What was the last wicket? 433rd wicket.
As I can remember, Josh Butler.
Oh, right. English.
Yep.
Okay. Yeah.
And I suppose speaking about kind of the end of your career, when did you realize it was time to hang up the boots?
So age of 35, 36, I had a bit of a knee operations, not only one, both knees. Then I was struggling to run and all. So that's where I stopped playing. In 2016, I stopped playing ODI cricket as well as T20 cricket. But I thought after that there will be a bit more cricket in me. So then I played another 3 years till 40. That means till 2018. So after that, I thought, okay, because I had a bit of a soreness and more injuries, stiffness and all. So then I thought this is the right time to hang up. So that's why I decided to, like, before England tour in goal, I have informed to Sri Lanka cricket about 6 months ago.
Yeah, but you had a really good success in goal, especially, right? You taken over 100 wickets.
That's right.
Yeah. Why? Because that's a sprint friendly wicket.
Not because of that actually. So goal is the place always you get a bit more assistance for the spinners, of course, yeah. But and the other thing now, the understanding about the role that you're gonna play. From the first day we don't get assistant off the pitch.
Yeah.
So there will be a time that you don't get assistant. for example, the first day or second day of test cricket, so it's a more of a batting friendly. So that's where you need to understand your role, that what kind of a role that you need to play a particular time, a particular day.
Yeah.
So it's all about understanding about your game and your role. So when it comes to third day, maybe fourth day, because we knew that there will
Yeah.
be some assistant for the spinners, but you need to stay patiently for to get there that time actually. So I mean, goal very special for me.
And then after you retire, you kind of transition into a coaching role. What was that journey like?
So just after my retirement, I went to the bank. Like
Yeah,
I
yeah.
was working over
Yeah.
there. So I was there like almost maybe 5 months. Then I thought, okay, it's tough because completely different environment,
Yeah.
completely different subject. So then I thought, okay, that's okay. But at that time, I thought I need to start some coaching because I need to involve with cricket. So at that time, I decided to start coaching. Then I did my level 3 coaching program and all. So luckily, just after that, I work with Tamil Union Cricket. Then I got opportunity to work with Sri Lankan Premier League, one of the franchises, as a assistant coach. Then I worked with Bangladesh national team as a spin bowling coach for 2.5 years. Now I'm doing a bit of a part-time coaching with New Zealand cricket as their spin bowling coach.
Do you find difficult to retire as a player, Rangana?
Uh, Not that difficult.
Yeah.
It's all about understanding.
Yeah.
So when you understand, okay, that as I said, like that your time has come, you need to take a decision. So then I have taken that decision. Now, at that time, I thought I need to do something differently, but still related to
Yeah.
cricket. But there is, I mean, by that time I had, like, I was thinking, okay, I could have played that, I could have played this, I could have played 100 test matches. But after that, so I thought of, like, okay, now this is the time to focus on your
You had
coaching.
any pressure from the board or anyone? Because you played 93 test matches. I would probably consider I'll play another 7 more test matches.
No, not at all. That's
Yeah, I remember
my
you kind of left when you're sort of in a peak, right?
yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
That's my personal decision. There's no pressure at all from cricket board or anywhere else.
And I suppose, being a coach and getting to see lots of the new up and coming players, what are you trying to impart on them? Like what is the message, or are you trying to change their mindset, or is it purely talent? Like what are you trying to change within these players?
Especially, I would like to have a more of a discussion with them, because of when you have a more discussion, when you have more communication, then we can understand their self. So then we will find a way to introduce new things and suggest new things. So that's what I did with especially international cricket, because when it become an international cricketer, you don't think too much of technical things. They always concern about the tactical and the mental approach and all. So that's where you need to understand these are the requirements for the players. So for that, we need to cater according to their requirements. It's more of a discussion. So then what we can do is there will be a lot of suggestions, but they also need to understand every suggestions or every thing that they also can't absorb.
Yeah.
So they need to find which one is correct for them. So for me as a coach, I'm always like to have a discussion, give them a proper solution for their problems or issues. So that's what we had against with Bangladesh as well as New Zealand.
And I suppose, what do you think is more important, talent or mindset?
Uh, so if I break down, so I will give you another aspect. Like, so some people say you need to have more luck. For me, of course, you need to have a luck, but not more than 50%. It's like less than 5%. Of course, you need to have a very good skill, very good talent. I would put like 25 to 30. More of a your mindset, your approach, and your will. That's, I always say, your will has to be stronger than your skill. Because when you have that courage, your gritty mindset, that always strive whatever you need to achieve.
And how do you go about forming that mindset in young players?
It's again all about, there are two ways to think. If something happen, for example, so just imagine as a bowler, the first two balls, they can get hit like two boundaries, two sixes.
Yeah.
The two mindsets is, one is the negative thing, that you might think finish it off that over quickly. That means you're under pressure,
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
right? The other thing is just give bit of a space to your mind and get a proper decision, having a bit of a discussion with captain, having a bit of a tactical feel, or a different angles. So to do that, you need to have a more courage, because you are not trying to stay away from that particular moment. You are trying to stay in that particular moment. So that's where you show your character. Okay, now of course I know that I'm under pressure, but now I can't get away from this situation. That's where you need to show your character. So if you are able to do that, if you can bowl next four balls, even you don't have to take a wicket. If you can put them under pressure, build that particular batsman, put them under pressure. So that's where you are in the game. Then captain also think, oh right, okay, this guy is not trying to stay away from the game when under pressure. So I need these kind of a players. So then he will think for that second over as well. Okay, come, do it again. So those are the characters. This is not about skill. This is about your mental approach, you know.
Really like that, because this could apply not just for cricket, for anything in your life, right? When you're under pressure, you're trying to walk away from it, right? Rather than walk away from it, let's face it, like, because problem's not going to go away if you walk away, right?
That's right.
Le-
Yeah.
Probably the easiest way to face the problem,
Run
and
towards it.
that's it, so that's really,
Yeah.
I like that way
I
you're
mean,
thinking.
it's easy to stay in your comfort zone, because that's your day-to-day life. But challenging yourself, face those challenges, it's tough. That's where you test your character. Always you need to see those challenges as a possibilities. So if you can think like that way, there will be a more good, better outcomes actually.
That's very, very good advice to take away. Rangana, we talked a lot about cricket. I mean, I remember coming to your place about 3 weeks ago with some of your friends. We all talked about cricket, right? So you're living in a house, always talk about cricket, right? How do you find, like, I mean, and also you have a young children, 3 kids, and then do you see, do you really want them to like follow your footstep and become a cricketers, or what's your wish for them?
Actually, I don't want them to follow cricket,
Yeah.
but even at this moment, they are very keen on playing cricket.
That's a good
So
thing.
that's their personal choice actually.
Yeah.
So I see some skill from them.
Yeah.
So what I do is I encourage and I support them to improve their self.
Yeah.
My elder son, he's 13, and the second one just about to turn into 11. So both like to play cricket. Now the elder one is he likes to bowl spin. The second one he
I
likes
saw
to
it. Fast bowling. He's a very good bowler as well. Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, that's
And
interesting.
so you kind of encourage, I mean, whichever the way that they want to
Yes,
go, right? Yeah.
yes,
Yeah. And I want to take one step back as well. And only few years back, you moved from Sri Lanka to Australia. What's that transition like?
So yes, about 3 years ago.
Yeah.
So even during that time, I worked with Bangladesh cricket like 2.5 years.
Yeah.
Luckily, my wife managed to do well with the 3 kids. Not easy.
Yeah.
In Sri Lanka, you have a lot of supports with in-laws and all, but here, so basically on your own. So credit should goes to my wife, because she managed to do well and she arranged everything. drop into the school and pick them from the school, which is not easy,
Yeah, yeah.
So they did it. What I thought, like, since I got my PR
Yeah.
in 2016, I thought of like, this is another opportunity.
Yep.
I know that I spent almost 40 years in Sri Lanka, more than 40 years actually. So, but I thought of like, when I see this environment in Australia,
Yeah.
especially for kids, the education system and the opportunity we have over here. So I thought of, okay, this is something that I need to grab it, especially for my kids. So that's a main focus. That's a main thing that I encourage come to Australia.
Yeah, and also I guess if you're in Sri Lanka, when you walk on the street, people will come and talk to you, right? It's probably a little bit different here, right?
Yeah, I mean, even in Sri Lanka, the Sri Lankan people are very nice.
Yeah,
They do that, as you said, like they come and talk, but they are not going to disturb you.
yeah, yeah, yeah,
So that's how Sri Lankan people.
yeah,
That's why I have a lot of I admire a lot on Sri Lankan
yeah,
people. But there are few countries, that the players get disturbed from the players,
Yeah, yeah.
but the Sri Lankan people, they don't do that.
yeah. But do you like that getting away from the limelight and just now here, like in Australia, not many people probably recognize you, right?
I mean, even here there are Sri Lankan
Yeah, of
community.
course, yeah.
They does, and some Australians as well. The other nationalities. But for me, I see that I don't see as a kind of a disturbance,
Yeah.
because during our playing
Yeah.
days, those people, I know they scream like
Supported you,
supported
eh?
us as fans. So that's why I said I have a lot of appreciation for them actually, which is, I always respect for those thoughts for our fans actually.
Yeah, yeah.
And we have quite a few young listeners who listen to this. I suppose if you were to put yourself in the shoes of a young person today, what advice would you give them?
I mean, the first thing is you will do some mistakes. That's my first thing, because I still can remember age of 19, age of 16, 20, 21, or 30. I made a mistake. The, the main important thing is learning from the mistake. It's very important.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter what kind of a mistake, because as long as you have a kind of a right intention, so during that journey you will definitely make a mistake. That's fine. So make sure you understand those mistakes and accept it, and make sure you learn out of something from that mistake. Then when the situation come, like similar situation come again, then you will find better way to answer for that.
I'm really curious. Like as Jam said, there's so many incredible cricket players, young cricket players all over Sri Lanka who probably never get to see, like never get their opportunity to play for Sri Lanka. I want to know, from your opinion, why do you think you made it as far as you did?
I mean, as you said earlier, like representing a country like Sri Lanka, 25 million people, become one out of 25. That's a huge achievement, and we need to understand that. At the same time, we need to understand there's a lot of responsibilities. There are a lot of people are people are watching you. So in that case, there will be a lot of priorities. There will be a lot of responsibilities. So we need to understand, like, as you achieve, as well as you need to, or what kind of a role, what kind of a responsibilities you have when you play for your country. Because I always think, because of that opportunity, I'm sitting over here.
Yeah. One more question I have, Rangana. Uh, how do you want to see yourself? Like, in 50 years' time, maybe you might, none of us maybe, here, but someone will talk about Rangana Herath. And how do you want that to, how do you want them to remember you as?
In are you thinking about in 50?
Your legacy, I guess. Yeah. What I'm trying to
All right,
think.
okay. So now, as a cricketer, I think I have achieved something.
Yeah.
Taking 400 test wicket. Now, what I wanted to give my kids to kind of a guidelines or motivation, I still want to show them that I never stopped that. I'm still keen on working something differently.
Mm-hmm.
So that means at the moment that I'm involving with coaching, maybe in a year's time, maybe different path,
Yeah.
but I still want to show them that I'm still in that same path.
Yeah.
And at the same time, then my kids also will understand, all right, okay, he achieved something by playing cricket, but he's striving his goals or striving his aim. So something that I wanna do it in the future as
Yeah.
well.
We call it showing up, right? Like, so we always, Dylan and I talk about this all the time, right? Doesn't matter. There's no, how we see as success, there's no end goal, right?
100%.
You achieve amazing things in cricket. Now you have different things to achieve, right? That's how we see
Yeah.
it, right?
Yeah.
And day-to-day learning as well.
And
So
yeah, and people will remember you for that, right? So Rangana Herath is someone like always showing up, always keep achieving things, keep pushing boundaries, right?
it takes time, but it doesn't matter somehow, because when you thinking or when you're finding your goals, it takes time. It doesn't matter, but how you get there, again, I'm thinking is you need to follow that process. It takes time, but one day you will get there.
And Rangana, what's next for you?
So in terms of coaching,
Yeah, what's the next step in your life?
so basically, I'm working on here in Australia, especially in Melbourne. I'm doing a bit of a one-on-one coaching, and the next few months, I'm spending time with developing some academic cricket in USA.
Oh,
Wow.
nice.
So I'm going over there to do some bit of a spin masterclass, as well as there will be a Sri Lankan Premier League in mid July or early August. And even last year, I worked over there as a head coach for Dumbledore franchise. So I'm planning to work again with Dumbledore franchise. So
Nice.
that's for next
Yeah.
6 months, of course.
Lots happening. And I suppose looking back on your journey, do you feel successful?
Yes, of course, yes. Because as I said, like there was a lot of up and downs, challenges, something that I don't like, but it doesn't matter because I wanted to be a kind of a better person with whatever the numbers. Even if I don't get that numbers, as I said earlier, how you contribute for the team. So in terms of those things, I think I achieved.
Amazing.
This has probably been one of my favorite discussions in terms of like mindset and strategies to go forward. So like, thank you so much for your time. It's been an incredible conversation. And throughout our discussion, I've been jotting down a few ingredients, which I think have been very important to your success. And I'd like to share them. The first one is you're incredibly driven. Like coming from, a small country town outside Colombo and working so hard to prove your worth, then not only playing cricket, but also working in the bank as well to make ends meet. And then you're always looking towards your goal and what you have to do to achieve that goal and just getting it done. You got your head down and just like the work ethic is there. And it's probably what you call like that grit. You have that grit. The next one is you're very action focused. And you mentioned in there, you always thought back to what can I control? And it's a very stoic philosophy of like only focus on the things you can control and forget about everything else. And I think even Chandika, when we spoke to him, he said a similar thing, focus on the big things, the things that you can actually control. And I think in doing that, in focusing on the things you can control and taking action on them, you're moving towards that goal that you have and not getting distracted by all the small things and which are ruining your mindset. The next one is you're incredibly humble. I mean, you looking around this room, we'll put some footage in, but looking around this room, there are trophies, cricket balls, like you're clearly incredibly successful, but there is an element of humbleness to you and your aura as well. Like I can imagine it must be tough for most people to, with all this achievement, to kind of stay grounded as you are, but it's just who you are. And I think that makes it easier for people to connect with you as well. I think the other one is resilience. As you said, throughout your journey, you had a lot of ups and downs. there was that period where, you know, you got sidelined. And I think for most people, it would have been very easy to just go, that's it, my career's done. I gave it a good crack. But you saw it as an opportunity to hone your craft and to put into practice and learn new skills so that when you came back, you showed up and you gave it even better of a crack than your first one. And then the last one is servant leadership. I think we spoke a lot about leadership in this discussion, and you always are thinking about how can I show up for my team? And it's this like team-led mindset as well. And how can I help the others in the team come up with me on this journey? That's right. And I think that is such a powerful trait as a leader, because it helps gain the respect of the people around you, but also improves the team as a whole. Like, I'm not doing this just for me. Yeah. I'm helping bring everyone up along with me.
I mean, that's a whole lot of great report card, Rangana.
That's a great report card, actually.
Yeah. And just to add to that, you know, I only know you for a very short time through Chandika Hathurasinghe. He introduced to you and, you know, connect us. What I've realized, you know, even you are one of the greatest cricketers that I know. I mean, your record shows you're 12th best bowler ever in the history of cricket at the moment, like Test cricket, and we are sitting next to each other. You're such a humble guy. Like, you know, very first day that I came to your place, every 2 minutes you keep coming and asking me, am I okay? Because everybody else talking about cricket and I didn't know much about cricket. And that's why I want Dylan to come to this place and really experience that, the man behind this amazing awards and, you know, amazing talent. It's not just some legend, and he's also a human being, and it's just such a great, nice person, you know, and that humbleness and that you're approachable. You know, I think that also led to your success. And thank you, Rangana, for your time. And it's a pleasure having this discussion. I mean, we could go forever, and we could talk about a lot of cricket, you know, but more than cricket, I think we talked many other things, and we wish you the very best. And thank you for having us.
And thank you very much for having me, actually, and those sentiments you shared. And I wish you all the very best for the next or rest of the forecast as well.
Thank you so much, Rangana. And for those who have taken something away from today's episode, if you could go like and follow us on whichever platform you're listening to this on right now. And you can see all of our inspiring episodes over on our website, thequestforsuccesspodcast.com. And with that, we'll catch you guys in the next episode. Thanks for listening.